That is kind of a lot. Greetings, everyone. I'm glad to be here, and I'm glad that you are here. Today's nonsense, we are playing some Runaway Growth. We had a chance to play this on stream a little bit ago, and it was a blast. Holy crud. This deck was just so fun. I built it specifically with the intent of meme. I didn't really expect it to do well, folks, but it tore it up. It started at... 10-3. 10 wins, 3 losses to open it up. It kind of settled back down to earth just a little bit, but it peaked at number 900 on the Mythic ladder. Believe it or not, yes, we were facing, actual, numbered Mythic players with this nonsense, and yes, it was still winning and crushing it to a certain extent. What is it that Runaway Growth does? 4 mana, enchant land. Whenever enchanted land is tapped for mana, its controller adds an additional amount of green mana to Runaway Growth's, or equal to Runaway Growth's intensity, then perpetually increases intensity by 1. So, 4 mana, when you tap your land, you add an extra green. But then, when it untaps, it's going to add 2 green, and then 3 green, and then 4 green, right? It gets out of hand, right? Well, we are trying to aid in that getting out of hand thing. So Kiora, Behemoth, and Beckoner says you may untap target permanent. So, of course, Runaway Growth. Tap it. Untap it. With Kiora. Tap it again, right? Sculptor of Winter. Untap target snowland, of which we have a lot of. So, untap, tap, untap, tap, right? And then just cast ridiculously large stuff, right? We've got some Kogla here. We've got some Beanstalk Giant here. That's both a ramp spell, search your library for a basic land, but also a finisher, being, just a big old beater. Thorn Mammoth, whenever it enters, whenever it or another creature enters the battlefield, it fights something. Then some Turntimber Symbiosis to pad our land count a little bit, because we're technically only on 22 actual lands, 24 with the Turntimber Symbiosis, but this doubles as a finisher, right? Then some End-Raze Forerunners that is 7/7 Trample, Vigilance, Haste, and when it enters, other creatures get +2/+2 Vigilance and Trample. And then a Tarrasque. That's right, folks, we are decking Tarrasque. 9 mana. If it was cast, Tarrasque has Haste and Ward 10. And whenever the Tarrasque attacks, it fights target creature defending player controls. So, we are trying to finish up. And then, of course, we do have an Elder Gargaroth. You'll note 9 mana, 8 mana, 7 mana, 6 mana, 5 mana. Why such a weird curve that way, where it's very, very clearly we have a threat, a threat, a threat, a threat? Well, because of Geistpack Alpha. One of the key ways to live in this format is just having 4 toughness and being able to block. So, we've got Geistpack Alpha. When it dies, seek a permanent with mana value equal to the number of lands you control. So if we have 5 lands, go get an Elder Gargaroth. If we have 6, it's a Kogla. If it's 7, it's either Beanstalk Giant or Thorn Mammoth. At 8, we get the End-Raze Forerunners, and at 9, we get the Tarrasque, right? And then the idea is, then we stay flush with action. And of course, if they don't block Geistpack Alpha or whatever, Geistpack Alpha is also a 5/4 trample. It will end the game on its own, given enough time. Another way we're trying to have a little redundancy in this deck is we're using our untap effects with other things that give our lands more mana. Old Growth Troll says it's a 4/4 trample, but when it dies, you attach it to a forest. Enchanted Forest has tap to add green. So it just gives our forest a little more juice. So when we untap it, we gain additional mana, right? Wolfwillow Haven says whenever enchanted land is tapped for mana, its controller adds additional green, right? So no, they don't ramp up in the same way that our Runaway Growth just starts running away as it taps and untaps. But it does give us a little additional value with these, and gives us a way of casting our big 5 and 6 drops and 7 drops just through conventional way, just doing it the normal way. Make your land drops, cast your spells, right? The last card here that's really of any note is the Finale of Devastation. This is our key win condition. We want to see this every single game. Green X. Search your library and or graveyard for a creature card, mana value X or less, put it onto the battlefield. If you search through the library this way, shuffle it. But if X is 10 or more, creatures you control get +X+X. And gain haste until the end of turn. So theoretically, we want a Finale of Devastation, almost always for End-Raze Forerunners, to give our other creatures Vigilance and Trample as well. So all of our creatures will then have Vigilance, Trample, and Haste. And +10/+10, or 15/15, or even more. Depending on how the Runaway Growth has gotten, this number can be huge. You know, X equals 20. It can happen. I'm not certain we're going to get there, but it absolutely can happen. It's just huge numbers when, if we have like a Sculptor of Winter and a Kiora, Behemoth, Beckoner down at the same time, we tap the Runaway Growth for the first time on the turn, because it untaps at your untap step, then tap it, then untap it, then untap it. Like, it can go off, right? So this one, the way most games are going to end, we don't have enough threats to typically just cast an Elder Gargaroth, pass the turn. Cast a Kogla, pass the turn. That's not going to end the game fast enough in a lot of Historic. But Finale of Devastation can. That said, let's see if it will, folks. Let's see if it will. All right, folks. Here we are up against Mamba. Good luck, Mamba. And yeah, we can keep this, I think. Not a great hand by any means, but, we've got stuff. So, okay. Land on 1, Wolfwillow Haven on 2. We'll see on 3. Goes Secluded Courtyard and Leeching Sliver. Uh-oh. Well, folks, our opponent is going to be off to the races. I'm not sure if we're going to be able to stop them. If they get flying and haste this turn, we're in trouble. Just 1 damage. Okay, this is okay. No Mana Weft Sliver either. Holy crud. Thank heavens. So we're just going to go ahead. Kiora, Behemoth, Beckoner. No question about that. Untap. And slam an Old Growth Troll so we can block more effectively. Also gives us an opportunity to draw a card while Kiora is still on the battlefield. It's very possible our opponent just, plays 17 slivers and kills Kiora this turn. Oh boy, they don't play any? Yes. Okay. Oh, right. So what do we do here? All right. Let's see. So let's Wolfwillow Haven. Then Beanstalk Giant. Grab a land. Untap. Beanstalk Giant. Grab a land. Then, have we made a land drop yet? We have not. Okay. So, yeah, just a land drop. And pass. We need to keep Kiora alive here. Kiora alive is a very, very good thing for us. Because next turn we can go X equals 10, I think. Win the game. We'll see. How it goes with Kaito Shizuki. I don't think that's enough. Kaito Shizuki is itching to fight. And that's okay with us. But... oh, it's a juicy secret as well. Alright, well, fine, Kaito. I do really like the, Ninja Stars thing, the Shuriken or whatever. I think that's a really cool effect. Alright, Kaito goes to fade out. Our turn. And a land. Alright, so this is going to be 3, 6, 10, 11, 12? Yeah. Alright. Kiora. Untap. So 12 mana? It is 12 mana. X equals 10. Folks, this is how we drew it up. Search the library. End-Raze Forerunners. We're going to draw a card. We're going to get Trample and Vigilance. We're going to crash in for a lot. Mamba going to block because why not? But it is not going to be enough. GG, Mamba. GG. Alright, folks. Yeah, we're up against Nika. Good luck, Nika. I think we're going to keep this. We almost always want to go searching for End-Raze Forerunners with the Finale of Devastation. So having it in our hand is typically going to be worse. But we can just cast it now for 8 mana. So if it's a situation where maybe we draw into a Geistpack Alpha, an Old Growth Troll, or something like that, and then just hard cast this in a couple of turns, that is also fine, you know? So let's Turntimber Symbiosis tap to try and make sure we get to that eventuality. Opponent shocks in Watery Grave. And Thought Seizes. Alright, well, do what you gotta do. I assume they take Kiora here. But they might take a Wolfwillow Haven, because stacking up Wolfwillow Havens on the same target is a pain in the backside for what our opponent's typically about, right? That said, we draw another Kiora, the Thoughtseize curse, you know. Oh boy, and they foretell. So let's Kiora, untap, and Wolfwillow Haven, and then Wolfwillow Haven on, sure, and pass right on back to Nika. So they've got 2 lands in play, and we have access to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 mana. That is kind of a lot. We're assuming this is a counter spell, but it could just be a draw card spell. So, you know, I think we're going to call their bluff. And we're just going to hardcast it. They know about it. So if this is, yeah, I was going to say, if this is Saw It Coming is exclusively reserved for End-Raze Forerunners to the rest of the game. That's it, right? Because they know about it. So this way, Runaway Growth, we do at least open up the opportunity to not have stuff countered in the future because they don't have anything foretold. All right. And we're going to pass for now. Yep. If they have a flash creature, that's inconvenient because they might be able to kill our Kiora. Okay, Archmage's Charm. Not countering our Runaway Growth is making a statement. That means they have at least one more counterspell in their hand because they intend to counter everything we play, sort of thing. And just drawing the cards means it's very likely that whatever we try and do will not work. But we're going to try and do it anyway. No. Yeah, alright. So we'll go X equals 10 still, I guess. So that we can play around the soft counter. We don't expect this to resolve anyway. Oh, just commit? Okay, well, that's not the end of the world right now. Because our Runaway Growth is ticking up. And it is perpetual, so even if they bounce this back to our hand or something, like, it does keep going. Right? Old Growth Troll. Draw a card. And Kiora. X equals 10. Yes. Opponent, do you have another counterspell? We can now pay X equals 4 as far as soft counters are concerned. Cling to Dust. Drawing a card, trying to get that counterspell. They don't. We'll just go to the graveyard, I guess. End-Raze Forerunners. Yep, draw a card. And sure enough, Nika, you have to have infinite counterspells here, I guess. And sure enough, we are able to bring home the win. I don't know what they were holding in their hand. How did they not have spot removal? At the very least. I don't know. But it also could easily have been a situation where they were like, you know, I don't want... Or, you know, we kill the End-Raze Forerunners, still take 14. Or, I'm sorry, 16, so they die. So they had to have 2 spot removal spells. So they had to have a bounce spell and a kill spell. Because don't forget, this is 14 power right now, but then the 2 from End-Raze Forerunners is yet to resolve. So both of these threats are individually lethal. So it seems unlikely that they were going to be able to bring home the win. But, GG, Nika, GG. Alright, folks, here we are up against Nutty Mike. Good luck, Nutty Mike. And, I mean, this hand is almost there. If either one of these was a Wolfwillow Haven or Sculptor of Winter, we would be excited about this hand. As it is, we don't do anything until turn 3. We likely die. We're going to trust in drawing a land and do it. I don't know. This is scary, but we're going to try. We're going to try. Okay, we do get the land. That much is good. So our opponent goes to Savai Triumph. This doesn't see a whole lot of play outside of outside of Shrines and Niv Mizzet Reborn decks. So here's Shrines, folks. Here is Shrines. Well, there is Runaway Growth. We're going to go ahead and Beanstalk Giant, grab ourselves a land, and start stacking up Runaway Growths on a forest. Going to be pretty... We would really, really like another way of untapping. That would be amazing. Well, I mean, okay, that's a one-time untap, so I will accept. All right, we take 2 from Honden of Infinite Rage. Opponent shocks in Blood Crypt for Honden of Cleansing Fire. Okay. Well, Kiora. Untap. Yeah. Interesting. We can get down another Kiora if we put it on a second land. And then do more untapping and stuff. Alright. We're going to do it this way, because this also protects us from our opponent having some kind of land destruction thing. We would not like that. And then we just put this... We do stack it, this second one, on the same land. Honden of Infinite Rage, going to hit our Kiora. Not thrilled about it, but it is what it is. If they have more direct damage, we'd be pretty sad. We do want to draw cards with the Kiora, but I think we had to have a big turn there so that... because our opponent's already off to... You know, they have three Hondens already in play, right? That's what this is going to do, is stack up a bunch of Hondens. Okay, so they can kill our Kiora, but they don't yet. Okay. So we're going to do this right now, so that if they respond to it, we get them. You know, or we still get to get the untap. Because you can respond to us casting a creature and be like, okay, we're going to kill your Kiora now. But, alright, Kogla comes down. Gonna fight, but of course isn't actually going to fight. It's not what they do. So then... Yeah, let's see. I guess we Beanstalk Giant here. Draw another card. It's a land. Okay, well. Thorn Mammoth. Draw another card. We're praying they don't have a board sweeper, folks. They easily probably do. We have drawn a lot of cards, though. And, you know, we will want to get to Finale of Devastation, hopefully in a timely manner. But if they just go, like, untap, Day of Judgment, Honden of Infinite Rage, kill your Kiora, we're in a bit of trouble, right? Admittedly, we are producing... This one land produces 10 mana on a single tap, so we are not quite to lethal yet with a single Finale of Devastation, even through a board sweeper. But, okay. So, opponent vanishing versus our Kogla. Inconvenient. We were hoping to be able to destroy some Hondens with that. But, that is not a board sweeper. So, that is very, very good. Opponent has another one? No. Alright, non-land. I said non-land. We are going to play the land pre-combat, of course, so that we can deal damage, right? Our opponent can tap down a creature. Yeah. But not great, because we're going to hit them for 6. Our opponent's going to gain 8, right? We need a Finale of Devastation off the top in the worst way. We've gone through 17 cards, so it is very likely that we will see one, you know, soon. We don't know how soon, but should be soon. Trademark, right? And, of course, we do have to remember to tap our lands. at the end of turn here, just to increase the intensity of the Runaway Growths. Oh, well, all right. There we go. X equals 21. Got there. Don't stop believing. You know. End-Raze Forerunners. Submit 0. There we go. Opponent. Nutty Mike. What you got? Just gonna block. Yeah, that's fine. We are okay with that block. Opponent's like, but I gained, 30 life or something. Yeah. Sometimes, folks, your opponent just goes over the top, and we did. That is very much going over the top. GG. Greetings, everyone. I am so glad we got a chance to play this deck. This was a blast. Holy cow. Yeah, it did exactly what we expected it to do. We did run into a little bit of trouble. We lost against a combo deck that just killed us on turn 3. I'm not sure if we're going to show it because we didn't really do anything. We were on the draw, so we just... and the game just ended, right, on turn 3. So, I don't know if we'll show it or not. Maybe we'll get a chance to slide it in, but it wasn't particularly compelling. And then we did lose to Goblins. It was a sweet match, and it was relatively close. But sometimes they just slam Muxus and you lose. And then other times they just get 2 Goblin. Whatever those things are, that gain the activated abilities of your goblins and just do a million of those and you lose as well. So one of the cool things about goblins is it is very versatile that way. So we lost. It is what it is, but we did win the other 3. So we ended up going 3-2 in the games we played, which is not going to probably take down a Pro Tour anytime soon. But it is 60%, and darn it, that's a fine win rate. A good one, in fact, I would say. And it does line right up with what we ended up playing on stream. We did go 20-14 with the deck when I played it on stream, so that was a 59% win rate. So if we pair this up with that, we're right about 59 or 60%, win rate. And this is in Mythic. Again, it did peak as high as 900. We did go on a little bit of a skid. We struggled a little bit against controlling style decks, where our opponent just never let us do anything. And we faced off against like mono blue tempo and stuff. Did not do well against that either. So notable things to be concerned about if you were thinking about crafting the deck. But would I recommend crafting the deck? 100%. Absolutely. Without equivocation, yes. This deck is so much fun. Runaway Growth, Runaway Growth, Runaway Growth. And you feel like just every time you tap it, it's like, this is getting out of hand. This is getting out of hand. And then boom, you'll top deck. You have a good chance, folks, of top decking things. When you look at the curve here, we have 11 things that are 6 mana or greater. Now, sure, some of those are the Beanstalk Giants, which aren't as exciting, and some of those are the Turntimber Symbiosis. But Turntimber Symbiosis has a great chance of hitting these big things, right? So it should also be exciting. And then there's Finale of Devastations as well, right? So we're talking... it's even more than it sounds, right? Because there's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, but then plus 4. So there are 13. 15 of these big threats. It's 1 in every 4 cards. So even when you're in full top deck mode, oh my gosh, I've got to draw something, you should only be a couple of turns away. So you're just tapping your Runaway Growth, feeling like, I just need a top deck, I just need a top deck, I just need a top deck, and then boom, it happens, and you're like, every time, oh my gosh, it's amazing. It feels good, folks. Yes, maybe I'm showing a little bit of my inner Timmy, but I'm not embarrassed by that. This was awesome. And if you even have just a sliver of Timmy in you, where you're like, I'm gonna give it to him, this is your deck. This is the one. Build this. Would I change anything? I don't think so. Not right now. The thing you might do is maybe like a Lair of the Hydra, because we are generating so much mana. You want to do these things, but you also want your lands to be untapped. So later on in the game, if Lair of the Hydra comes in, tapped, it would be a little bit of a bummer. So I don't know, but I could see that. Maybe as many as 2 Lair of the Hydra just to give us a threat in the mana base. So if we are flooding out, and it would give us game against control, where if they're going to counterspell everything, fine, we're going to attack you with a 17/17 land. What are you going to do? Right? And it also offers some competition for our other lands here, because you'll know if we're a little bit weak to things like Ghost Quarters and Field of Ruins, things like that, where they can just destroy our lands. Field of Ruin needs to target a non-basic. So that's one of the reasons we're very, very basic heavy, is we can put our enchantments on the basics and then it doesn't do anything. So that much is very good, I think. I would say, though, honestly, this deck was awesome. I highly encourage you to play it. If you do, come back and tell me about it, because it was so much fun. I just want to share this with everybody. I think everybody that even has a slice of Timmy should be crafting this deck, folks. But thank you all for watching. I invite you back. I also invite you to come and check out the stream sometime. I'd love to have you over there on Twitch as well. So thank you, and I will catch you all next time.